This is day 30 out of 30 days behind the scenes with me, Rachel Elder of the practice Connected Couples Counseling. And so today, I'm just going to review and reflect what these last 30 days, which has spanned over more than 30 days because I take the weekends off, have been. So let me tell you the premise of why I started doing this. Back in May, referrals were down for our practice. I was very stressed financially about how are we going to make it? How's this going to turn around? Because there's this phrase in the therapy world about the summer slowdown, and we live in Seattle, which is the most beautiful summers, and so people do take advantage of it, and I do not blame them. But we were going into a season that we know is slower, and is not necessarily full for therapists. And so in May, I was panicking. I was applying for jobs left and right, just trying to figure out like how am I going to support myself? How am I going to pay myself? How am I going to support the team and the business? And I was really panicked. I got some job offers and realized I wasn't ready to say, like, I'm not going to do my business full time, to give up on it. And so I took that insight for myself and decided, you know what? You have been doing everything but working on the business other than like coming to client sessions. What if you spent all that energy applying for other jobs in your actual business? Which is where I then said, you know what? I'm going to do this accountability video every day for myself. I didn't anticipate people would watch, but I was like, I'm going to share it. I'm going to practice being visible. And it's my own accountability in case someone is watching that they're going to be expecting me to show up. And surprisingly enough, there have been lots of views on these videos, which is so great. And I so appreciate you watching and encouraging and holding me accountable, but it was definitely a surprise. What I've learned from doing this challenge is just a few different things. I made some notes. I definitely learned this piece of like when things are feeling anxiety inducing, or maybe you're fearful, or things don't feel like they're going as well in your business, to learn how to center in and say, okay, what do I have control over? I'm not helpless, I'm not powerless. Yes, I cannot make clients work with us unless they want to, but what can I do to help move that needle forward? What is in my power and control to help our practice be visible, to help bring in referral requests? What's in my control? And so that helped me really revamp of how I spend each of my days, what I'm prioritizing. I think I get lost in like, oh, I can do this and this and this and kind of have my hands in too many baskets. And instead having some focus, like these are my top three things that need to be done today, and really making sure they get done. Now, I'm human. There were plenty of days where, like even yesterday, like some of the steps that I was going to take didn't get done. The goal is to get them done today, but I did follow up with like key tasks that needed to be done and knew that these would be things I could circle back to. So it helps me be more wise and intentional in the decisions I'm making for my business. I think the other piece I learned is what recognizing like what tasks I really love and focus and try to do versus the ones I maybe push away or keep avoiding. And with that, while I'm not at a place of like delegating more quite yet, it did help me realize, oh, when the time comes, I might want to delegate this. I might want to hand this off instead of having my hands on it if it's possible. The other piece, I kind of said this like one thing at a time versus multitasking. I believe I can multitask really well. And I think the reality is most people know like multitasking means you're doing a bunch of things, not really to their like full potential. And so really saying like, okay, like on Monday, I was like, I am gonna map out an hour, and in this hour, I'm focusing on this task. If I get done before the end of the hour, cool. But I'm not doing anything else until this is done. And really doing some intentional, diligent work in my practice. I also kind of looked at how I've been doing things. In one of my videos, I revamped kind of my weekly focuses throughout the month so that I can be batching more. Some days I would do like I'm gonna do some content creation, and now I'm doing email responses, and now I'm doing client session prep, and now I'm going in and marketing the practice. It gets a little hazy. It gets too much, and really creating a system each week that's okay, this is the focus of all the tasks this week. There's still pieces that maybe don't fall in alignment to that, but that's what I'm focusing on for this week. We are in client content creation mode or client care mode. This week we're in admin duty mode. This week we're in, I forget all the weeks and what I mapped out, but really batching my workflow so that things are not getting done and I'm not playing catch up at the end of the month of like, oops, here's everything I avoided, but making sure I have that focus each week. And then I think the other piece that I took away from this challenge is that I'm taking pride in my work again. I'm taking pride in my business. I was definitely in a mindset of maybe I'm just not cut out for this. And logically, I know that I'm well known for being a business owner and making an impact in this field. But that insecurity of the numbers or the amount of clients coming in or that other group practices are doing better, it gets into your head and it can create that spiral of questioning yourself and just having that doubt. And one thing that these videos showed me is that I am capable and I am doing it. Is it looking as easy and smooth? And am I, in that entrepreneur sense, am I bringing in all the money? Maybe not. And I am doing what I feel called to do. Every day I have a reminder that goes off in my phone. I think it goes off at 9 every day. But the focus is your mission is to bring more enduring love into relationships. While I need the business to be successful, I need to pay the bills and support myself. My mission is to change relationships, to work against the divorce statistic. And throughout these 30 days, it helped me see I am in alignment with my mission. And having a mission and a purpose in your life doesn't mean ease. It doesn't mean that you won't struggle or challenge. And I am so grateful that the first 5 years of opening my practice went really smoothly. And I'm just now facing the challenge and hardship of a economic downturn, of just a lower need in the area. And while I wish I wasn't having to deal with that, I am grateful that it wasn't the first year of business. I see therapists starting their practice and I feel immensely for them as they are trying to get started with their purpose and mission in the world. And it's a harder time to begin. It's not impossible. I don't want to be that negative view. It's not impossible, but it is requiring a different effort of work than when I started. And so I am grateful and I'm taking more pride. I'm recognizing that like my worth isn't on the line. My worth always is. And whether I have a full caseload or not doesn't just determine whether I'm successful or worthy. The impact I'm making is what makes me successful. And throughout the last 30 days or a month and a half of doing this, I've just heard so many echoes from others encouraging me, saying they're motivated, that they're encouraged by what I'm doing. And that's been so life-giving and a good reminder for me that I'm walking the right path. I don't need to hop off and take myself out of the game and do a different job, even though I love learning different roles and job opportunities. While I love that, this is what I really feel called to do. And so getting realigned with that, getting focused on that mission and purpose has been really helpful. And I think overall, what we put our minds to is what we will find. And so as I started focusing on the business, what I found was more client inquiries coming in, more consultations happening, more people referring to our practice. And so it's that reminder as well, like where we put our energy, that is what we are going to discover and see. And I don't want to put my energy in the negative anymore. I don't want to put my energy in the self-doubt. I want to put my energy in the full belief, which was what my word of the year was back at the beginning of January. I always pick one from my past therapy work, and I put the word, it's right here, believe. We did this in my mom co group. We got little rocks and made them our own. But this was my word, to believe in myself, to believe in my work, to believe in my family, to just believe. And I think this happens for me every year with my word of the year. I get a little bit off track, a little bit off course. And these last 30 days have helped me recenter of I believe in myself. I believe in the impact I'm making. I believe in the work that I am helping spread through the world. And I don't want to give up on that because I am the one that has the most power over my thoughts, my beliefs, how I'm working, and how I'm engaging. So that's what I've been learning with this challenge. I am not going to be doing 30 days behind the scenes anymore after today. Maybe in the future I'll add some more, but I do want to do some 30-day challenges for myself. So I haven't quite landed exactly what the next series might be, but I'm going to plan to just share it here. It's been really helpful in my own transformation and just growth. And I think it can inspire others. So right now I'm toying between like 30 days of date ideas since we work with couples, or just like another personal, which is 30 days of vulnerability sharing. I've been playing around with like sharing about my lived relationship experiences, whether it's with my husband or friendship or family, and just speaking through my own experiences, my own hurts and pains. And utilizing it in a way that inspires and encourages and helps me heal as well. So stay tuned. I might take a few days off from creating videos, but there will be a 30-day challenge in the works, and I encourage you to do your own. Whether you want to do 30 days behind the scenes with your business, I would be fascinated to watch that. So tag me, or a 30-day challenge for yourself. Maybe it's 30 days of going on a walk or 30 days of getting sunshine first thing in the morning. I think about that. I'm like, "Ugh, I should do that." And then I don't. But whatever it is, make your own challenge, bring people into it. People are inspired by each of us. Even if you're like, I'm not inspiring, you got to put yourself out there to be inspiring for others to see what you're doing. And, try it out. Worst case, you're like, this isn't for me. And that's okay. But if you're saying, I want to do some kind of challenge for myself, I encourage it. I want to support you. I want to encourage you. So loop me in. I'd love to hear what your challenge is. Okay. See you in a bit.